for the record, let me start recording. So now we really didn't actually say much yesterday. So, but let me go again today. And for those of you that you think you actually understand the class yesterday, this will just serve as something for you to understand again. Understand? So now, yesterday I talked about some certain things. So now let's go back to the introduction of Forex. What do we mean by Forex? Forex, from that word, means foreign exchange. That is the act of buying and selling of foreign commodities and stuff like that. So now, what do we mean by trading? Trading normally is just the act of buying and selling. So now, I was saying here, when it comes to the aspect of trading, we have different things we can actually trade. We have the currency pairs, which is Forex markets, but that deals with currency pairs like USD, Japanese yen, Australian dollars, British pounds. Then we have commodities, you understand? We have melters, we have stocks, we have virtual synthetic indices, depending on the one you just actually want to trade. But the difference between this virtual and other is that the virtual only require technical analysis, while other require both technical analysis and fundamental analysis. So what do I mean by fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis that I mean is that in anything the fundamental analysis is a way in which, like, maybe you want to predict the future of the market, you understand, based on the news or based on what's actually happening in the economy of the country in which you want to actually trade with, you understand? So for instance, now going to say maybe there's a rise in death rates in United States. Understand? You know, that is actually bad news for United States dollar, because that will actually, like reduce the inflow of money to that country. So definitely, hearing that, you know that there will be a drop in United States dollar. So you can actually predict that United States dollar can actually sell because of that. That's fundamental analysis. You understand? Depending on news, depending on things happening in the market. You understand? So what do we mean by technical analysis is more or less like judging. You understand? Judging about what we okay, let me use the word. Technical analysis is more or less like trying to predict what will happen in the future. You understand? Of using what has happened in the past. You understand? So for instance, me judging that a particular pair was maybe 5 naira in the past. You understand? You understand? So I can still judge that, okay, in the future it might still be 5 naira. So that's just pure action, pure price action. You understand? So that's that about that. So when I spoke again yesterday about the different kind of currency pairs we have, I said under the commodities we have the good, under the metal we still have the good. So now yesterday I talked about the major pairs, the crosses, and the exotics. You understand? So we have three type of currency pairs in which you can actually trade. We have the major, we have the crosses, we have the exotic. But I will tell you the difference between the major and others is that these major are actually very easier to trade, are less volatile, and are not expensive. You understand? And when we are talking about major,
you get lost to pick my call.
This major,
you get lost to pick my call. You get lost to pick my call only for.
So the difference between this and as you can see, we don't really have a lot of people online because of the time. So we'll be shifting the time to the evening, guys. So now the difference between the major and others is that, like I said, the major are very easier and less volatile to trade, very good to trade. You understand? And normally, basically our platform is actually based on 4. You understand? That's GBP JPY, the Euro USD, GBP USD, and Gold USD. You understand? Well, so that's about that. So now the difference between the major and others, which is the crossing and the exotic, is that any pair that has to deal with you buying with USD or selling with USD against or with those are the major pairs, because United States dollar is actually one of the leading currency in the world. You understand? So that's why it's been called. That's why anything relating to it, be it NSD, USD, or any pair tagged along with USD, that's why they actually call the major pairs, and they actually safe and sound to trade. So, but the four we'll be using, like I said, will be the GBP USD, Euro USD, GBP JPY, and Gold USD. Those will be the four we'll be trading. So now, I actually spoke about another thing yesterday. I spoke about, we talked about brokers, you understand? Now, what do we mean by brokers now? You understand? Before I go or deviate inside the word brokers, you understand? Now, brokers are let me say, serve as a intermediary between we, the retail traders, and the financial markets. You understand? We believe that we don't have the enough capital, you understand, to face the financial markets. Because now, if you actually want to face the financial markets real, then you have to really be a very, very big guy. You understand? That is, you have to have this kind of like millions or billions of dollars before you can actually face the real market. But this broker serve as a intermediary between we, the retail trader, and the real market. They help us to be able to trade because we don't have up to all those amounts. So what they do is they collate all the amount of everybody and use it to face the financial market. And how do these broker earn? You understand? Now, if the price of the commodity is normally maybe five naira, you understand, they might just tend to give you at 7 naira. You understand? So that's what we call the ask price and bid price. So when you open and you see your chart, you can actually, some people can actually see two lines. That's if you set it to it. You understand? So one might be red, one might be green, and they'll be moving. They are very close to each other, following each other, like Romeo and Juliet. You understand? So those are the ask price and the bid price. That is the price in which the market is selling it and the price in which your broker are willing to give it to you. You understand? So the distance between the ask price and the bid price, that is the distance between the two lines, is called the spread. You understand? And that's just the commission this broker takes away from every trade you place. You understand? So that's that about brokers. So now, when you're choosing your brokers, this is one of the things you actually have to look at, because every broker has their different spread. You understand? It's more or less like rates. You understand? Every BTC vendor has their rates, so you go for the best. So same as what is broker, you go for the one with the what, with a very low, with a very low what, with a very low spread. You understand? So, but right, we'll be working with some brokers. Yeah, if you are using Deriv is actually a good broker. We'll be working alongside with FBS, and we'll be working with Stand Trade. You understand? Because they're actually part of those that are actually, should I say, organize or sponsor this class. So that's that about that. So now going to another thing we discussed yesterday. I discussed about a very crucial thing, which led us to talking about fundamental analysis. You understand? So now, me explaining, I've not actually explained the terminologies. You understand? You understand? But alongside time, we're actually going to get there. Because if you start with that now, most of you can actually get tired, dizzy, because it's actually going to be a boring course because we've not actually got into the main action. But when we go to the main action, we'll be talking about it. You understand, guys? So now let me just jump to fundamental analysis, because there's nothing much in fundamental analysis. You understand, guys? What we are really going to work on is the technical analysis. So now, without wasting much of our time, let me talk about fundamental analysis. But before I jump into fundamental analysis, I want to explain something very, very important, very, very paramount. Now, for instance, you see this pair now, we have the USD JPY. You understand? There's a reason why it is USD JPY and not JPY USD. You understand? For any of the reasons, you understand, what you just have to know is that anyone in front, any currency in front, you understand, that means that you're actually trading that currency in front against the currency at the back. I don't know if you really get that. Now, I talked about fundamental analysis, that is that once an economy is being affected, maybe by a crisis, and there's a downfall in that economy, you understand? For instance, this Japanese yen, you understand, like all this China, this thing. For instance, maybe in China, there was a very bad news in China, maybe there was another second version of breakage in COVID-19. Definitely there will be a drop in the economy, you understand, in China. So for instance, now, that means there will be a drop in the economy. So now we're expected to be selling Japanese yen. You understand? Because there's a drop. So in this scenario, what are we supposed to do? You understand? In this scenario, since it will be the Japan. In this scenario, since the Japanese yen is actually falling, you understand? What are you going to do? Remember, you are trading USD against it. So now the fact that the Japanese is falling, that means the USD will be greater than the JPY. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Assuming the JPY was actually rising, you understand? Maybe there was a high employment rate. You understand? You add that maybe there was a high. Just calm down. There's actually a particular place you can actually check the news. You understand? And one thing is like the news that will happen next tomorrow, even years to come, are already written there with time and everything, and with their impact. We'll still go there. But now, what I'm actually trying to explain here is that how to know how to deal with these peers. You understand? When you see two peers, it means that you're trading the one in the front against the other. You understand? So for the example I said there was a drop or a negative stuff in Japanese yen or China, and it resulted into the downfall of the I'm still explaining psychologically now. You understand? Forget all these candlesticks you are seeing here now. Forget all these candlesticks you are seeing here now. But this is actually like a game of chess. You understand? So I'll make you understand. So now, if there was a downfall in Japanese yen, you understand? So now, what you're actually expecting is you're actually trading USD against it. So any action you want to take, it has to be for USD against JPY. So definitely, you have to buy USD against JPY because it means that USD is greater than JPY. But assuming there was a good employment rate, maybe the employment rate increased, you understand, by a certain percentage. You understand? That's a good news for Japanese yen. That means JPY is stronger than USD. So we have to sell USD against JPY. Do you understand that? So now let's make it of another pair. Let me make it of Euro USD. Now, if Euro USD is the case, what will happen? I'll give you just like a few seconds to pick your answer, then I'll continue from there. If it's going to be Euro USD, what's actually going to happen? Now, I'm giving you the time. So the next 5 seconds, I'm actually going to continue. Just say it's within you, inside of you, what will happen? You understand? So for the case of Euro USD now, if maybe the news said that there was a pump, there was a good result, or there was a good stuff that happened in the United States, you understand? What are you actually going to do against Euro USD? Are you going to sell or are you going to buy? Now, you've picked your answer inside of you. That's very good. Now, since it means that the United States dollar actually increased, it's pumped up, maybe due to some certain things, you understand? So now, maybe because of the employment rate too was good, you understand? So definitely, what do you think I'm actually going to do? That means USD is very strong. Then what I'll be doing is I'll be selling Euro, you understand? Because it means that Euro is stronger than, it means that USD is stronger than Euro. And since USD is stronger than Euro, I have to what? I have to sell Euro USD. I have to sell Euro against USD. Now, if reverse is supposed to be the case, and probably maybe it was the Euro that actually had a particular news, and maybe the news was a very, very bad news, you understand? That means the Euro is a bad news, and the USD is what is a good news, you understand? That means the Euro is, should I say, is weaker than USD, which means the USD is greater than Euro. You understand? So it's still more or less like the same thing. So what are you going to do right here? You're actually going to sell here because you are making a decision based on Euro. You understand? Well, assuming it was USD that was actually good, it's more or less the same thing. USD was good. It means that USD is stronger than Euro. But if Euro is bad, it still means that Euro is stronger than USD. You understand? Well, if reverse was supposed to be the case, and Euro was very, very good. You understand? Maybe there was what should I say? I don't want to use employment rate again, but maybe there was a particular thing that actually happened which boosted the economy of Europe, you understand? And definitely that would be that the Euro is actually greater than what the USD, which means you have to buy Euro against USD. You go for buy, just click your buy, you understand? So that's that about that. So now that will lead us now to the fundamental analysis in proper. So I said the other time, I said there are places you can actually check when the news wants to occur. Because now, fine, let me branch to a place. They will tell you, okay, they will tell you time to trade and time not to trade. Some people feel like, okay, during news or when you know that news want to occur, do not trade. But that's a fucking lie because news happens almost every hour of the day. You understand? So, and like I said, the news that will actually happen next tomorrow, is already down. And there's some certain places you can actually need to see the news. You understand? We have the investing.com, we have the FX book, we have the baby peeps, we have the Forex factory. But for the records, we're actually going to be making the Forex factory tonight. We're making the Forex factory tonight. So now when you actually log into the Forex factory, you click on the calendar, because that's actually where you're actually going to see the news. You understand? And the time and date, everything, the impact. So while we wait for it to load, you understand? When you actually, there are different kind of news, you understand? The news for every particular period. Okay, as you can see now, this is the news that actually happened today on the 25th of October 2023, Wednesday. You understand? So now, there are things you actually have to consider when you actually have this thing in your hands. You understand? We have three types of news. We have the low impact news, the medium impact news, and the high impact news. Now, let me explain. Now, this low impact news, when the news actually happens, or this is a kind of news that does not really affect the markets. You understand? It's just as if maybe a United States president just came out, you understand, to give a speech and he said, oh, he lost a pair of his shoe. That doesn't actually move the economy. You understand? So that's an example of a low impact. I'm just using that as an example, you understand? There's some certain news that does not actually add or remove from the value of the economy, you understand? So we're talking about the medium. These are the slightly one that can actually affect the markets, you understand, of the economy, you understand? Which always affect the market heavily. Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you got to the part when I was talking about the low impact news, right?
Yeah, the low impact.
Okay, now that's very good. Now, can you see we only actually have just 3 people online, and that's because of the time. 9 is actually a very, very far away time. So we actually have to shift it to like 7 or 6. So okay, but that's that about that. Now, I said the red is actually the high impact is actually designated with the color of red. And this means that it will actually have a very high impact on the forex markets, you understand? And some of the example of the high impacts are all these employment rates, unemployment rates, and stuff like that. So now, going about that, you understand, we already have the previous, we have the forecast and the actual. Relax. Let me explain now. The previous means the particular time, the last time they had that kind of meeting, you understand? The results they got was 0.08, 5.02. That's for, okay, that was the news that actually happened around 1:30 a.m. this morning. The previous, the last time the news happened for Australian dollar, the result they got the previous time was 0.8. Now, the forecast means what has been predicted by the financial analysts. You understand? So now, when it comes to this result, this is the forecast is something that, let me say, investors or traders use, you understand, against this actual. Because this actual, normally, let me show you the one for tomorrow. Now, for tomorrow, which is going to be Thursday, can you see this actual was not there? You understand? You only get your actual few minutes after the news has happened. You understand? This actual was actually put in there. The news was supposed to happen around 1:30 a.m. Then the actual, when you come back around 1:31 a.m., you're actually going to see the actual here. And now when you get the actual, you actually have to compare the actual with the forecast. Depending on the news. For instance, this is CPI, this is Consumer Price Index. You understand? If you check your details now, you see how the details. But now for the records, don't let me stress you. You understand? I'm here to make things easier to you. Now, when the actual is actually painted green, is a good news. You understand? And if it is painted 37 like a black color, it's like a neutral, it's like very, very, very neutral. And when it shows red, it means it's a very bad news. So just know that for the records. You understand? So because if I try to explain the meaning of every news to you, you can really try to just get it mixed up and really have a long way to go. So it's actually very, very educated with that, using the color. You understand? To know the decision to make. So for instance, now, if the Australian dollar, and you can see it was actually a high impact around 1:30 a.m. So if the Australian dollar was around 1:30, we actually had the good news for the Australian dollar around 1:30 a.m. So now, if you look at the charts and look at the particular pair that actually involved Australian dollar, you understand? Okay, this is all USD. You understand? Around what? Around 1:30 a.m. So we're counting backward now, guys. So now this is around, what's the time now? This is around 9:23. So which means that this is 23. So this will be the 9, 8. Let's count together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is 1 o'clock today, 1 o'clock a.m. So 1 o'clock p.m. So we are going to 1 o'clock, 1:30 a.m. So that's 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now the 1:30 is around year to year. Can you see, because it was the good news, the markets went up. You understand? So now, do you see? Now let me now go back to what I actually explained before. Now this is Australian dollar against United States dollar. You understand? It was because it is the main reason why we're actually going to buy years, because remember I said any decision we're actually making has to be against the first pair against the second one. And the fact that the Australian was actually a very good news year. Can you see green? So now that means that Australian dollar is actually what? Greater than United States dollar. So we have to what? We have to buy. Assuming it was written as USD Australian dollar, since it means that the Australian dollar will be greater than the USD in front of it. That is if it was USD Australian dollar. So that means we'll be selling instead. So thank you about that. So if you go to, so without even the technical analysis, we have so many traders out there that all they use is just fundamental analysis. And they're actually good to go. Can you see that without even going far? Because the technical analysis is very, very broad. And that's actually where we're actually going to spend most of our time. But can you even see that with this fundamental analysis alone, you can actually even make the markets. You understand? So like I said, I'm actually here to make this easier. I'm very, very here to make. So imagine me teaching you this thing today and tomorrow just opt into the market. Fine. I know you two guys don't know how to operate 75 and stuff like that, but we'll still come to that. That's very simple. You understand? So for now, you just, how many pips is this? Without those small movements, that's dollars. And we actually know that dollars is actually not affordable right now. Not fucking affordable right now. Because the way we're actually seeing it, we analysts, they're actually going to shoot to 1.5 very soon. And it's already even going there. It's on its way there. So it's already at 100 and 300 naira per dollar now. So that's actually that about that. But since fine, you're actually earning in dollar, then why do you have to care that dollar is actually have to be a good news for you? So that's one of the reasons why I said this is actually a financial big breakthrough. So now let's pick any other example. Okay, this is the Canadian dollar. And this news actually happened around 3 o'clock p.m. And okay, we're really sure you don't actually have a result here, which was neutral. You understand? Let's look for another one. Okay, there's one that actually happened. Okay, let's go for this. There'll be one that will happen around 9:35, and that's in the next, shall I say, in the next 7 minutes. In the next 8 minutes. Can you see 9:35 p.m. USD high impact Fed chair power speak? Okay, this is just a speech. You understand? This is just a speech. Anything speak is just a speech. So all those times actually good to go from the market because we don't know what they want to say. You understand? So what else? So with this little thing I've actually said, I want you to guys just go to this Forex factory tomorrow around 12:50 a.m. this midnight. there will be a news about JPY or Euro, but now they are just low impact. You understand? So they might not actually affect the news. And there's a way you can actually filter your low impact, medium impact, and high impact news on the Forex factory, so that you can only just get the news that deals with the medium impact and the high impact alone, so that you guys will not be confused. So now most people think that, or let me say we all think that these fundamental analysis serve as a momentum for our technical analysis. That is that probably we've actually predicted the price in coming down using technical analysis, and maybe alongside it tally with fundamental analysis. That means it's actually a go for us on our action we're actually trying to do. So that's that about that. So now we've actually talked about the fundamental analysis. Can you see there's no big deal about the fundamental analysis? But like I said, we'll be facing just 4 pairs: GBP USD, Euro USD, GBP JPY, and Gold USD, which means the news we're only going to be concerned about will be the United States dollar, will be the United States news, which is USD, the Euro news, EUR, the GBP news, and what? And the JPY news, the Japanese yen news, you understand? So the GBP means Great Britain pounds, you understand? And the XAU means gold against USD. So that's that about that. So what else, guys? I actually don't want to waste our time today, because we'll start proper tomorrow. Actually, we're supposed to start proper today, but because of the class we had yesterday, the Google Meet was not actually a very good medium. It was, we were unable to record, you understand? So one thing about me is like, I actually like recording my class. So I'm actually happy to have this today with you guys. So that's that about that. Any other question? We have less than 10 minutes before we get out of time. Any questions? Any question, please? Okay, in the absence of no question, I'm actually going to open the group for discussion overnight. In the absence of any question, so we'll say thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll start from the syllabus I actually sent to the group, which is you check the bootcamp contract. So now we'll be talking about market structures, candlestick, POS, CHOCH, you understand? So, or let me just see, let's start from the, we'll start from the candlestick trading Bible. Yeah, we'll use the textbook. I shared this in the group already, the candlestick trading Bible. So that will be what we'll be using tomorrow. You understand? So you guys can actually read ahead, but I'll make it very easy. I'll make it very, 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 very easy for you guys. Understand? So thank you, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. But it won't actually be 9 o'clock. It will be around 7. Understand? 7 o'clock.
7. Why no 8?
8, actually. 8 by 8, most people actually want to sleep as well. You understand? So, okay. So that's
Hello?
7 to 8. Hello? So that's 7 to 8 will actually be a good time for every one of us, you understand? So anybody that wants to sleep around 8 o'clock can actually go to bed by then. You understand? Because this night is actually like a night to me, because I personally, I'm feeling asleep. I have to just keep walking around. In fact, I'm actually making the class outside so that I won't fall asleep. So if I personally am hosting the class can be like this, how do those people that they actually want to learn the class, even free of charge, how would they feel? So that's it. So 7 to 8 starting from tomorrow. And one thing is, we can't be doing the class every day. So it will be we'll be having class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So that's how I'll be skipping it. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So 4 days in a week.
Just 1 hour. 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah, just 1 hour.
Okay, so
if we see that 1 hour, you guys will get tired of it. Because the course literally is actually a boring course. You understand? It's really a boring course. So, it's not about you, me, it's not about me giving you guys the information at once. It's about me trying to download it into you guys little by little. Do you understand? So that's it about that. Thank you very much. See, tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So we
Are
have
we expected?
class.
Are we supposed to have a class on Thursday, Monday, Wednesday?
Maybe can we start about and start the time or this schedule by next week? This week
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
be a free week. What do
Okay,
you
okay,
think
okay.
about that?
Okay, fine, no problem. But the 7 to 8 is actually starting effectively from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no problem. So thank you very much, guys. I'm actually going to drop the recording link into the group.
All right.
So
Thank you.
thank you, guys. God bless you guys for attending.
Yeah.